Hello and welcome to the MFL faculty at Whitcliffe Mount School. I'm Mrs Sykes and I want to talk to you about how languages can be useful in lots of different careers. Some of you might be wondering if you should take a language at GCSE, and I just want to talk you through what it involves. Languages are a treasure and convey something more than words. I absolutely love that quote. So some of you might think that there's no point in learning a language as you don't go to that country and they speak English anyway. But there's so much that you can get out of learning a language, and more than people might first think.
Learning a language can give you skills that can be used in almost any job or career, and employers really value these skills. Communication is at the heart of every business, talking with people within the business and the general public. Also, problem solving, finding your way around a problem and working it out. How many times have you forgotten to say something but you found a way around it? Also, teamwork, developing relationships with colleagues and clients. People like it when you try to speak their language. It shows respect for them and the willingness to understand their point of view. Another thing that languages bring is cultural understanding, understanding different traditions and customs in other countries and respecting the differences between people. Finally, memory skills. It's hard to remember so much vocabulary, isn't it? But that's a skill you'll develop. Research also shows it's good for your brain.
So many UK businesses need someone who speaks a language. Read.co.uk, one of the UK's biggest recruitment agencies, says that the top 5 languages sought by UK employers are 1. German, 2. French, 3. Spanish, 4. Italian, 5. Mandarin. In fact, somewhere in the region of 15% of all jobs in the UK that are posted on read.co.uk cite that language skills or knowing a foreign language are beneficial in helping secure the role. But learning one language makes learning others easier.
Okay, we're just going to talk about language-specific jobs now, or jobs that are directly related to knowing a language. There's some that you think of straight away. For example, teacher, secondary school teacher, like us, tutoring. You can do TEFL, teaching English as a foreign language, and then go and live abroad, or you can do that in this country too. There's also the job of translator or interpreter, which involves translating written text. You usually translate and interpret back into your own mother tongue. So you do it from the foreign language that you specialise in back into your mother tongue, into English in my case. Or you can translate the same way what people are saying, and you talk alongside them and translate for people. You sometimes see that people doing it on telly. Okay, so that's 2 jobs that you might think of straight away. And then on the next slides, we're going to talk about some that perhaps you haven't thought of. If you're considering a job in travel and tourism, speaking another language can give your career a head start. Tourism supports millions of jobs around the world, from travel agents and holiday reps to tour companies and accommodation providers like hotels. If you're working abroad, even for a short amount of time, learning the local language can open up loads of opportunities, and it can show the locals that you respect them and their culture. It'll help you feel more at home and fit in. Speaking another language could help you with a career in the police or the judicial system. There's an article here from 2015 which highlights the campaign led by the Met Police to recruit new police officers who could speak a second language. And because over 300 languages, different foreign languages, are spoken in London, and there's an interesting quote at the bottom there which says, "I believe it will help boost confidence, help solve crime more effectively, and support victims and witnesses if police officers could communicate with somebody in their own language." In this global digital age, the ability to share information with multiple audiences around the world is extremely powerful. Through language, we can transmit knowledge and share stories with people from all corners of the globe. So combining multimedia skills with modern languages would prepare you for a career in journalism.
So knowing another language is really beneficial when it comes to working in the film industry. So not just cameramen, even thinking about actors and all the different nationalities, the production of films and documentaries. And obviously these films are made all around the world. So languages are really useful in this career. So sports and sport event organisation. So if you think of the Olympics, if you think of the World Cup, all the different events that go on around the world and how many different nationalities, how many different sports people and athletes are taking part from all different parts, all different countries, how many languages are spoken. And French is one of the official languages of the Olympics. So languages are really important when it comes to this job, this career. And sports, I mean, we just have to think about all the football players in this country that are, different nationalities and how they communicate in a team. I know if you think about, Leeds United manager who speaks Spanish, and he has his translator, his interpreter next to him in press conferences. So many opportunities when it comes to sports, that really benefits from using a language. So fashion, some of the biggest fashion brands are based in Paris, in Milan. We've got Chanel, Louis Vuitton, Dior. Based their bases in Paris, and they're known around the world. And so if we can speak a language, we can then be part of the promotion, the advertisement, of their brand. Gucci is Italian, so based in Milan. We've got Zara and Mango that are Spanish. So lots of fashion and beauty brands that are known worldwide. They need people who can communicate, with each other. So MI5, they're always looking for people who can speak languages. They will train people who can speak one language. They'll train them in other languages that they need. So if you've ever fancied being a spy, or even working in general intelligence, this is an opportunity if you've got a language. So languages are vital when it comes to global technology and banks. There's so many companies that are known worldwide. I mean, if we look at Google, Apple, they may be based in the US, they may be based in English-speaking countries, but their brand is known throughout the world. And so they need people who can speak other languages, who can help with the promotion and the advertisement of their brand. They're based throughout the world. Netflix, TripAdvisor, hotels.com, the different banks like Santander, Disney. There's loads and loads of brands that are, global, and they need languages. They need people who can speak different languages.
You could have a career in one of the armed forces with languages, for example, the army here. Although you don't have to always have a high standard of proficiency before you go in, because they actually train you up themselves. As it says in the advert here, you do not need any prior language skills to get started. And this advert at the bottom, it also says this particular job involves analysing and translating technical information. Knowledge of a foreign language would definitely be advantageous for a career in the Foreign Office, or as it's called now, the Foreign, Commonwealth and Development Office, and also the British Council. The Foreign Office basically safeguards our national security. It's involved in counter-terrorism and things like that, and reducing conflict. whereas the British Council tries to build connections between people in the UK and other countries through arts and culture, and also through teaching the English language. You could also use languages in a career with the UN or United Nations, a worldwide organisation that employs over 40,000 people, helping to end conflict and ease suffering, amongst other things. Working for an international charity would definitely use any language skills that you might have, and also could be rewarding in lots of different other ways, because it's like a career path that focuses on driving change and helping to improve lives of other people. It would definitely bring about a sense of fulfillment. You would meet a wide range of people. You would definitely get a lot of job satisfaction, and the pay and benefits can also be quite rewarding.
So we've talked about how languages can be really useful when it comes to our future and careers. But you might be wondering, well, what to expect if you do choose French or Spanish for GCSE. So the assessment is on 4 skills, so speaking, listening, reading and writing. We use the AQA exam board, and each of those 4 skills are worth 25% of the overall grade. So the first assessment is on listening, and you're assessed on your understanding and responding to different types of spoken language. So in French and Spanish we have 2 tiers, either foundation tier or higher tier, and the exams are the same format in that there are questions in English and questions in French or Spanish, but the foundation exam is 35 minutes, whereas the higher tier exam is 45 minutes. Like I've already said, is worth a quarter of the overall grade. So the second skill that you're assessed on is your speaking. And this is what a language is all about. So, it's about communicating. So you're assessed on how you can communicate, how you interact effectively in speech for a variety of purposes. So this consists of a role play, a photo card, and a general conversation. And your teacher will do this exam with you. Okay, and like I've already said, it's worth 25% of the overall grade. You will have lots and lots of practice on this exam, and you will have already done some of these tasks in Key Stage 3. So the third paper is on reading, and this is about understanding and responding to different types of written language. Again, there's a slight time difference in the foundation tier and the higher tier. They're both worth 60 marks, and again, quarter of the grade, the overall grade. There are questions to answer in English, questions to answer in French or Spanish, and then there is a translation to complete. And then the final skill to be assessed is writing, and this is about obviously communicating effectively in your writing for a variety of purposes. It's an hour exam for foundation tier, 1 hour 15 minutes for the higher tier. Again, it's worth 25% of the GCSE. The 2 exams are slightly different. In the foundation exam, you have a photo where you have to write 4 sentences on it. You will have seen these before. You'll have a 40-word task to complete. You'll have some bullet points about some different topics, and you'll have to write, a few sentences for each one. You'll have some translations to complete, and then you'll have a 90-word task to do. On the higher, it's a bit different. You will have a 90-word task, the same as on the foundation paper, but you will also have a translation in the form of a paragraph, a short paragraph, and then you'll have an 150-word task. So it will be a bit more open-ended, 2 bullet points. But again, you've seen these sort of tasks over the last few years and there'll be so much practice that you'll know how to complete this by the time we get to the real thing. So thank you for listening. I hope you found this interesting and useful. I hope you are considering choosing French or Spanish as one of your options. If you have any questions, if you want any further information, you can contact me. You can speak to me, anytime, or ask your teacher as well. We are here to help you. Okay. Au revoir. Adios.